Welcome in the Restras Khwarizmi Mathematical Forum. Today we will discuss about the problem which is asked in June 2019 CSIR NET exam. Okay, its weightage is 4.75 marks, and problem is what? Let P be a prime and G be a group such that G is group is nothing but GL2 over ZP. Then which of the following is are true? It's belong to the part C question, so more than one can be correct. Okay. So option first says that group has an element of order P. Second says that it is only one element whose order is P. Option third says that group has no P silo subgroup. Okay, and option fourth and the last says that every element whose order is P in GL2 over ZP, which is going to be conjugate with the matrix whose diagonal entries are 1 1 and upper diagonal element is A. Okay, such that A is an element of ZP. Okay, now solving this problem should not be our main target. Okay, our target should be find out the logic, which logic works correct and which logics work as soon as, which would be comfortable in an examination for us. Okay, so let us go on the problem, how to think. Okay, how to think the problem. Okay, this plays a major role. Okay, how to think. We try to find out the ways to solve the problems. Okay, differently ways there should be. Okay, so now let us define G over ZP. Okay, is nothing but set of all those matrices A11, A12, A21, A22. Okay, such that the determinant A remains other than 0 and for every AIG is some entry of ZP. Okay, this is just the group. Okay, so option first says that G has an element of order P. Does group has an element of order P? Okay, of course, you find out the order of the group first. Okay, order of the group, which is nothing but P to power 2 minus P to power 1, P to power 2 minus 1, which is nothing but P of P minus 1 to power 2 with the product of P plus 1. Okay, this is order, and since we know that, since clearly P divides the order of the group. Okay, so apply the Cauchy theorem. Cauchy theorem says that if any prime divides the order of the group, then that group must has an element of that order. So option 1 is going to be true. Just apply the Cauchy theorem. Okay, option second says that, please, whenever some option is asked, okay, try to relate with the theorems and their contrapositives, their converses. Okay, if something meet with the theorems, whether from the straightforward, whether from the contrapositive or the converse, okay, try to relate them. Okay, as I relate it with the Cauchy theorem, and my option is going to be true very immediately. Okay, so option second says that G has exactly one element of order P. Okay, G has only one element whose order is P. This cannot be true. This cannot be true. Okay, I can given many examples. Okay, I can give you the many examples. Okay, there are countable examples, countably infinite examples by which this cannot be rejected, this can be rejected. Okay, so please try to reject this. My intuition says that this is a wrong option. Please try to reject. Okay, forms matrix of order 2 cross 2 and put the element. Okay, put the element provided that the determinant of matrix should be non-zero, because if determinant is 0, that cannot be become the element of general linear group. Okay, general linear group contains all those matrices whose determinant other than 0. Okay, so please try for it. Try to construct the example for option 2. Okay, I let it for you as an exercise. Okay, option C says that G has no p silo subgroup. Please see clearly what does this option says. This option says that G has no silo subgroup, which is p silo subgroup. Okay, this option can be rejected whether you approach Cauchy theorem, whether you approach silo package. Each theorem of silo package can reject, can neglect, can eliminate these options very well and logically. Okay, please apply the silo theorem. Okay, if you want to do this immediately, apply silo third theorem, which says that 1 plus kp divides the order of the group. Okay, and p is just a prime number. So G has no p silo subgroup. Suppose G has p silo subgroup, this cannot be possible. Okay, since prime is the divisor of the order of the group, so group must have a subgroup. Please go to the Cauchy theorem. Don't do anything. Okay, no need to approach silo. Cauchy can do this well. Okay, no, please do this. I let it you for as an exercise. Okay, because this is also going to be eliminated, and try to construct example. Okay, I explain everything. Please pick the pen and do that. Okay, now option 4 says that every element, okay, each element of general linear group over ZP, general linear group over ZP, okay, whose order is some prime number, is going to be conjugate with the matrix. The given matrix is nothing but 1A01. Okay, so for this, how to do this? Okay, let A equal E, let A equal B C D E. Okay, okay, assume that the order of this element is p. Okay, assume that the order of this element is p. Okay, please don't forget, don't confused order between the order of the matrix and the order of the element in GLNR. Okay, please don't try to confuse. Okay, so now let us go. Assume that A is some matrix whose order is p. Okay, for every element whose order is p, there exists an element b such that B inverse AB is just this matrix 1A01. Okay, please solve matrix B. Okay, please solve matrix B and find the conditioning of this matrix. Okay, and also find out the order of this matrix. What is the order of this matrix? Operate it. If this matrix is T, operate T square. What is going to be T square? You will find that T square is nothing but 2A01. Okay, similarly when you power the pth power, that is nothing but PA, and since P is 0, so this becomes 0, and which is nothing but identity, and so the order of this is also P. So clearly this is a conjugate. Okay, clearly this matrix plays as a role of the conjugate with each element of general linear group over ZP of order P. Okay, so there are two ways. Okay, if you want to do this very easily, okay, with the immediately, okay, please don't do anything, just think about GL2 over Z2, which is just isomorphic to S3. Okay, and since by this example we can solve the whole question only just by this example. Why? G has an element of order P. Clearly S3 has an element of S3 has an element of order 2. Clearly option first is true. G has exactly one element of order P, but here we have chosen P equal to in for here we have chosen P equal to, so which is isomorphic to S3. Okay, so option second says that G has exactly one element of order P. This is false because S3 has three element of order 2. Okay, so G has no P silo subgroup is also false because S3 has a subgroup. S3 has a 2 silo subgroup. Okay, option 4 says that every element of order 2 is P is conjugate to a matrix. Okay, only without fourth option. First three option can be worked only by this example, only just by this example. Okay, how's the important this example is? This further isomorphic to D3. Okay, so please, I have also explained the two ways of solving for option fourth. Okay, please focus on that and do that. And also think about the similarity of the two matrices and the conjugacy. Okay, in order to justify the conjugacy, focus on the elements. In order to justify the similarity, focus on the nature of the matrices. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Please share, subscribe as much as you can and press the bell icon in order to notify the video easily. Okay, whenever I upload it. So thanks for watching the video.